An Open Letter to the Gaming Industry by Levi, the Retro-Inactive Gamer. Dear Gaming Industry, as a lifelong gamer since the era of Atari, I feel I can speak on behalf of all gamers and say we've had enough with your required tutorial stages, especially for genres and franchises that we've played hundreds of times. There is little difference in gameplay mechanics between games like Halo, Call of Duty, or any other modern first-person shooter. So please, stop making us learn when we have been playing first-person shooters for 20 years. Taking this point of the first-person shooter genre, it has changed quite a bit since its infancy with games like Wolfenstein, Doom, Duke Nukem 3D, Dark Forces, Hexen, and so on. These genre-founding games didn't even have a tutorial mission. They gave us the joy and the frustration of learning as we played. Your forefathers did not hold our hands. Hell, they didn't even give us training wheels. They just let us loose in their world and gave us a gun, all the while snickering knowing that we were going to die. A lot. And they knew we were going to love it. And we did. Every kid playing Doom for the first time came to the same question. Hey, what's that barrel full of green goop? And invariably we all responded, let's shoot it! And we yelled in elation and anger as we incinerated ourselves, but we learned, and we adapted, and found new opportunities to annihilate our enemies, blowing them away into tiny bits of red pixels. And the victory felt personal because we figured it out for ourselves, because the gaming industry at that time let us. Now the first big change to the shooter genre was the mouse free-look aiming, with games like Quake and Unreal, and it did take some time getting used to. But guess what? We figured that shit out real quick and got very good at precise aiming and popping heads.
Headshot.
The original Rainbow Six was incredibly innovative, adding tactical controls, movement and fire accuracy, and realism to a previously cartoony and arcade-style genre. This, in our minds, merited some level of tutorial to learn the new mechanics and innovations. However, it wasn't forced. We were still respected as gamers, giving us the option to jump right in, or to take some time and learn, and be well prepared for the fight to come. For the last 10 years, the first-person shooter genre has dominated consoles with the same dual analog control scheme. Walk and strafe with the left stick, look and turn with the right. Simple, right? Not when it first came out. There was a learning curve, but guess what? We figured this out too and adjusted to the new standard so we can continue to pop heads as we've grown so fond of. Being that the standard has been created and no innovations have been made since then, it's as of this point that forced tutorial levels are at their most frustrating for 3 potential reasons. 1. You think us to be stupid. 2. You think that you are innovative. Or 3. You literally think that we are 7 years old and playing for the first time. If you think that we are stupid, keep in mind that most of us are adults and have been playing video games for decades. We enjoy learning, but on our own terms. You rob us of any sense of exploration, discovery, and accomplishment by keeping the training wheels on and also holding onto the back of our seats to make sure we don't fall. Let us fall and scrape our knees. We learn from it, and we like it. Now, if you think that you're innovative, I assure you that you're not. Sure, you've added a few new things, but the core of the game mechanics have not changed in over a decade. Just drop the pretense. We all know that we've been playing the same exact game since 2001. If you think that we're 7 years old and you're trying to teach young new players, stop. They shouldn't even be playing your ultra-violent, super realistic game anyways. If anything, you should ask one simple question at the beginning of the game. Have you ever played a game like this? And if answered no, then have an episode of Sesame Street pop up.
It's a cookie!
There might be some legitimately new gamers, but did you forget the joy of figuring things out on your own when you were a young new gamer? We think you have. We're not only taking a stand against Call of Duty and Halo, or any other first-person shooter game which is essentially a reskin of something else, but other genres and franchises have made it the standard to educate us against our will and to hold our hands throughout the game, which diminishes the overall experience. Games like Metal Gear Solid 2, Mario Galaxy, Second Sight, Splinter Cell, God of War, Forza Motorsports, and Castlevania Lords of Shadows are all offenders too. Action games, racing games, adventure titles, platformers, They've not changed much, and they're not that difficult to figure out. It'd be like your parents in your room telling you what to do before having sex for the first time. Now imagine them doing this with every new partner. That's what you're doing to us, and it needs to stop. Now, not to say that we don't need any help, especially with complex games like real-time strategy, management, and simulations. But those typically utilize an entire keyboard and have huge learning curves. A game that did their tutorial right, in my opinion, was Delphine Software's Flashback. This was a side-scrolling adventure game like the original Prince of Persia that had a completely unique control scheme that required precise, split-second input. The first level itself presented the need for the various mechanics that you perform in order to complete the game. So you learn quickly, but even within this learn-as-you-play modality, it never told you what to do or when to do it. You discover that you shouldn't step into the glowing orb with the animated death scene of the hero Conrad being vaporized. You learn just how far Conrad could fall without dying by falling too far. You learned how to use your force field or what to do with this stone, and following your intuition that perhaps you need to shoot this glass panel to gain entry into a building. This made all of our decisions, until the very end, feel like our own. And reaching the end of the game was a personal accomplishment, even if we were doing exactly as the developer intended. It's sad to say that this particular game just got a modernized reboot and did away with the exploration and discovery aspect, and replaced it with constant breaks in the gameplay to tell you exactly what to do and when to do it.
Awesome sauce.
Like an annoying friend who constantly pops in saying,
"Brother, let me show you how it's done!"
In conclusion, please stop with the hand-holding.
Stop it!
Please give us the satisfaction of learning, exploring, and achieving on our own. We want to play your games. We love playing your games. We just want the satisfaction of playing them without your overbearing supervision and interjections. On behalf of all gamers young and old, thank you for listening.